get right into this episode. Let me start off with get a Kubiak and oh no! Well, too bad.
How about this for a tough choice early on?
Yeah.
Which direction think this team's gonna need is some leaders, and they've got one right here.
I didn't.
And this team does have a lot of needs, but this guy is a legitimate star, and he'll make everyone around him better.
Let's go to school. Let's go to school. Take him to school.
And this is
Well,
a
then
piece
stop.
of the puzzle right here. Maybe a no-brainer, but a great pick regardless.
Derek
Still some
Carr.
big holes remaining to be filled. Here's where you may have to go after a lower-rated player just to make sure you get coverage in all areas. One thing's for sure in this round, you're going to walk away with a great player. Oh, this guy's a rare talent and a huge upgrade over what they had before. What to do here? Build up the interior of your line or get that skilled player to add another weapon? Boy, you can't go wrong with anybody at a distance. Could we see another Buffalo Bill come off the board here? Now it's getting to the time of the draft where you really want to get... And there's a pick that does fill a hole, but I'm not sure that it's really going to be the one that improves the overall squad a tremendous amount. Boy, it's finger-crossing time now. With the end in sight and a few more holes to fill, you've got to be hoping that there's still a gem or two that becomes available. Both offensive and defensive options here. They might have to ask themselves which side of the ball needs more attention. Definitely some options with this pick. Do you take a skill player here or get yourself some help up front? Boy, you talk about a friendly turn of the cards. This is a great round for these guys as they get themselves a dynamic player right here.
Hello. 1 minute, guys.1 minute, guys. I'm gonna end the broadcast because I'm gonna advance settings.
Thank you. It is indeed time for a draft
I moved my camera
matchup,
over.
and what is set to be a great draft champions matchup. In the booth, I'm Brandon Gaudin with Charles Davis, and these guys should have a huge impact on the outcome of this game. They're ready to roll. We're ready to roll. Let's roll.
I'm just switching the side.
Now Foles. Over the middle, he's got Tim Brown. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
Foles. Looking for Decker, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Reggie Nelson. And his guy...
I don't like the interceptions. If anybody joins the chat, I'll let them pick my draft.
Still a long way to go in this draft, but if you can lock up a few key positions here in the first few we've seen one Detroit line be selected so far. Oh, no need to worry about it. Plug him right into a starting role, and he'll be a massive upgrade. Oh, no need to worry about this guy. Just plug him right into the starting role, and he'll be a massive upgrade. In these middle rounds, you have to start asking yourself, do you settle for what's available now, or do you try and push? So, with a handful of starters already nailed down, you have to ask yourself, do you dare go for depth, or do you just try to cover as many areas of the field as possible? Some tough choices coming up right about now. Do you go after the best available player, or do you go after a position of need? Yeah, no surprise here. Anytime you can get your hands on a player of his caliber, I think you pretty well have to pull the trigger. This is a pretty telling pick here. Do you go for a big bruiser up front, or get yourself someone who could be a difference maker at a skill position? And now is where you need to make these last picks count. Time to fill any holes you can before it's too late.
Oh, no!
I'll tell you right now, you won't go wrong adding any of these guys to your team. It's the age-old question on draft day. What's the bigger need, offense or defense? And now, which side of the football will they address here? Some interesting options either way. Still a few holes on this roster, and not a lot of time left to do anything about it. Where to now? Do you get yourself a big brute for the trenches? Oh, did they get themselves a player here or what?
It's a snow day today, we staying home. Hello? Hello?
Thank you, Larry. Brad Gaunt
Hello?
along with Charles Davis here in the booth. We are set for a spectacular draft champions matchup and some spectacular talent on your screen right now. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get down to the field for kickoff. And it's the birth of a new club as we're underway in draft champions. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Lawrence Timmons in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Well, didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Play action. Ryan. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And that goes as a gain of 37 on 3rd down.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old-school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your...
And this will be caught at the 30. And he eventually goes down, but not before reaching the 30-yard line. Now, on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start.
And it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the...
That guy is Geno Smith because he probably drafted like a nice.
important to find players you can really commit to in these first few rounds. You'd hate to have to readdress these same positions later on. Instant impact right there from what they had on the roster to begin with. Oh, no question that this guy's going to grade out as a huge impact over what was there before. Yeah, I don't think you needed a crystal ball to see that pick coming. That's all about loyalty and familiarity right there. Could we see another Buffalo Bill come off the board here? These middle rounds are where your decisions can really impact your team. Because if you pass on certain positions, there's no guarantee. 3 choices here, all of them impact players. Yeah, here's a spot where the fan base would be clamoring for a skill player. But do you listen to them or go after someone who can help you up front? Try and get tougher up front or get yourself a player in what we call a skill position. And with time running short, you've got to hope some guys fall into your lap, or you could be left with some real holes on your roster. Finger crossing time now. With the end in sight and a few more holes to fill, you've got to be hoping that there's still a gem or two. These are tough decisions here. Offense or defense? Which side has the more pressing need? Always a tough decision, offense or defense. It's all about finding the right balance when you're putting a team together. Now it's getting to the time of the draft where you really get lucky and falls into your lap. Boy, it's finger crossing time now. With the end in sight and a few more holes to fill, you've got to be hoping that there's still a gem or two that becomes available. Excellent selection. Just what this team needs to maybe get him over the
My defense is stacked. I have no offense. Yeah, killer. Bye guys.